My name is Al Brown. I've been a chef, cookbook writer, TV host, mustard maker, and opportunist entrepreneur.
Sharing our flaming secrets, that was our tagline.
I've developed my brand to reflect my values, and I've proudly waved the flag of informality in all areas of my business.
There we go.
I want to know what makes New Zealand entrepreneurs tick, what makes them successful, and what success even means these days.
People have just had enough. They're wanting to support good people doing good things. There's no excuse for that anymore.
Along the way, I'm going to be getting stuck into creating a wine brand with Constellation Brands.
Get your schnoz in number 4. That smells delicious to me.
And shining a light on local charities that we'll be supporting with this project.
One bumblebee will do the work of 50 honeybees.
Are there ways that people can help?
Absolutely. We have actually created a home garden hive.
Awesome.
I'm in beautiful Hawke's Bay, where winemaker Brett Fullerton will be leading me through the ins and outs of creating one of his favourite wines.
Look, I've heard a few little whispers. If grapes were your children, which is your favourite child?
Yeah, barrel fermented Chardonnay for sure. It's got a winemaker's input. It's a lot about awesome fruit, but it's also about the other decision making.
Wow, look at these, eh? The barrel room.
Yeah.
How long does a barrel last?
So as a storage vessel, it'll last forever. In terms of the oak character that they're going to give you, that's going to diminish quite quickly.
And that's another control mechanism for flavour, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it smells like wine for a start. All the layers are in there, but they're all loose and all over the show, and there's no real structure. But this one's beginning to show signs of a wine with the complexity. What's next?
We do have a few 2020 wines left here, still to blend. We'll have a taste and see what you think. Certainly you're not seeing the rawness of a young wine.
Not one's bigger than the other. For me, just for my palate.
Yeah, and that's what that's our aim. If we were here talking about how buttery it was, it's probably too buttery. If we were talking about how oaky it was, it's probably too oaky. So if all of those things are seamless, that's our aim.
I like that.
As well as the wine, what's important to me in this Tipping Point project is that we are able to create positive impact through our business, and I'm not alone in thinking that. I'm meeting with Rebecca Mills from the Lever Room. Rebecca advises companies on how to create financial gains through strategies that include benefits for people, nature and climate.
Why is it important for sort of New Zealand businesses and entrepreneurs to have this at the forefront of their thinking?
It's important primarily because of the extent of the challenge that we're currently facing. We've got some significant ecological issues, we've got some of the highest rates of biodiversity loss, but through that creates amazing opportunity to do good things. And so we can't just rely on governments to do that. They're not able to. Philanthropists can only help so much. We really need everyone working together in concert. And from an entrepreneurial perspective, what we're seeing is this is the greatest opportunity of our time to be able to create financial wealth as well as solving these social and environmental issues.
There's a bunch of New Zealand companies and entrepreneurs out there doing great stuff in lots of spaces, but any come to mind that feel like they're really taking on what you're talking about and making it front and centre of their business model?
One that comes to mind is Allbirds.
Right.
Not a client of ours, however, what they've done with their carbon measurement is actually open source on their website, the spreadsheets and the method of how they've calculated that, which I think is in the spirit of collaboration rather than competition, and I think where we need to head. They're just one of many examples. We've got startups that we've been supporting, AO Air, they've made face masks in 2017 prior to COVID that removed air pollution and particulates, but they're actually not wanting to just to sell face masks, but to solve the kinds of challenges that's creating that air pollution in the first place.
Wow.
The first step I'm taking towards long-term sustainability is to highlight one of the charities that I've chosen to be part of the Tipping Point project. I'm meeting with Jeff Brunstein from the New Zealand Bumblebee Conservation Trust at the New Zealand Hothouse in Karakara. Bees and other insect pollinators are in dramatic global decline, and being responsible for 90% of flowering plants and 33% of food crops, it's seriously important that we step up and protect the humble bumblebee.
How are you?
Good, how are you? Nice to meet you.
You too.
I've been doing a little bit of research, but these little things, they're a lot more than meets the eye, eh?
They're New Zealand's pretty much unsung hero One bumblebee will do the work of 50 honeybees.
Yeah.
And they can visit up to 800 flowers an hour. Their presence in this hothouse is ensuring that the production of these crops is 30% better than it would be without them.
These are the guys doing the heavy lifting, eh?
1 in 3 of spoonfuls of food we put in our mouth is totally reliant on insect pollinators with bumblebees at the top of the tree.
Are there ways that people can help? How do you get a bumblebee hive?
Absolutely. We have actually created a home garden hive. So you can actually order this home garden hive, take it out and place it in a nice spot in your garden, and then after a day or two, just open a gate and out the bees come and they start working around your garden. Now we want to see the colonies in New Zealand grow because they're not a threat to any other pollinating insect. They live in harmony with everybody.
I'm falling in love with the bumblebee. It's so, just how they live, how they work, their work ethic, how polite they are, what they do. I had no idea. I'm thrilled that you guys are coming on board with Tipping Point, and the bumblebee is going to be represented with our Chardonnay.
We're very thrilled that you're with us.
Thanks, mate. Awesome.
Feeling good about having the New Zealand Bumblebee Conservation Trust on board, it's time to meet up with Brett again to see how the Chardonnay options have turned out.
I've sort of ordered them in terms of complexity. So the first one, there's no oak influence. It's got that freshness with the tank fermented components through to a couple of barrel groups. And they are still, in actual fact, they're still in their barrel on the yeast lees.
Let's do it. Let's try it. Let's pour them out. There you go.
That's the second one.
That's the second one. Okay, here we
Let's
go.
Taste through them.
Love that. I felt that I couldn't get much out of the first one. Hello. Getting down to the last two where there was more oak, I guess, or oak.
Yeah.
It was kind of like meeting an old friend.
Certainly the last two wines are 100% barrel fermented. Do you have a preference of the 2 barrel fermented wines?
Number 5. Yeah, I thought number 6 was a bit too big for me.
Yeah.
Get your schnoz in number 4. That smells delicious to me.
Number 4 I like, but does have some of those secondary characters, but we've got the fruit there too.
Yes. So. Okay, I'm happy with that. Tumbler time. Let's see how it drinks out of these little vessels. Here's to this beautiful Tipping Point Chardonnay. Not too fat, not too skinny. Just right in the middle. Cheers, mate.
Just start. Just try things. Like we've tried so many different things.
Everything is inundated and double wrapped with plastic, no matter how we look at it.
So 10%, 20%.
Oh, do you want to fill that up to 100 mils?
Yes, it's just bloody delicious.